Hi everybody, so today I'm going to do a review of the Ryrie Study Bible. This is in the New American Standard. This one is just a sleeve that goes over the hardcover. So I will hover over a few of these things here, that way if you would like to pause and read any of this information. There is a lot of great stuff in this study Bible, like in-text graphics, charts, timelines, and we will definitely be checking out all of that. One thing I wanted to point out is you can see this one says that it's thinner, so there's 20% fewer pages than older versions. So you're going to notice more ghosting in this particular one. Here's our ISBN, retails for $44.99, and a sample of the text. So with it being 20% fewer pages, it's not going to be quite as thick and bulky, but then also you're going to have a little bit more ghosting. So this one here measures out at 9.5 inches tall, 6 7/8 inches wide, and it is 1 5/8 inches thick. It does not come with any ribbon markers. That's just a ribbon marker bookmark that I put in there. So as you can see, we just have plain white page edges. We do have a nice scripture on the back. I do like the color scheme on this. I really like the black and green. And in the background here, real faintly, you can see the names of the books of the Bibles. And then the other books down here, which is really neat. So I do like the looks of it. I think it's a very attractive Bible. We've got a paper paste down liner, a nice presentation page, really simple, which I like the looks of that. Of course, the notes is done by Charles Caldwell Ryrie. This one was printed in Italy. There's a lot of different cover options, from bonded to genuine to hardback. So a lot of different options. So if a hardcover doesn't do it for you, then there's plenty of different ones. So I'm not going to go over a lot of these things here because we're actually going to see those up close and personal. So I'm going to skip over this stuff. The one thing that won't be in the back of it is going to be the read through the Bible in a year and the table of weights and measures. So those are some of the things that are listed up front versus in the back. We've got a chronological order of the books, all of the abbreviations that we may need to know, and then we're going to get right into the Old Testament. Each one of the books is going to have a really nice introduction. You're going to have your author, the date, so you'll have a title, information on the authorship, contents, and it's got a really nice detailed outline. So as you can see, it starts on this page here, and then you have both of these columns, and that's all just on the outline. So if you were looking for something particular that happened in one of the books, this is going to make it nice and easy to be able to find that. And we've also got a timeline, and then we're going to get right into the Old Testament. So as you can see, we have a double column format, and also a double column format for your notes as well. So our font size up here is going to be a 9-point, and then we've got 7-point in the notes, and it is separated with that thin double line. So I like the way that they did that. We've got a lot of the center column references, and as you can see, there's quite a few here in the beginning. So as I already mentioned, you're going to see some ghosting, and you see it more on camera, but especially too when one page is pressed up against the other one. So as we turn the page, it's not going to be quite as bad, but you are still going to have ghosting, but it's not enough to deter me from this Bible, because just the information that is contained in it is absolutely fantastic. So we've got the names of God. So there's lots of little tidbits all over this Bible, and we'll see that. But on the margins, you can see that there's plenty of space for notes. So on these margins, on this particular one, we're going to have 5/8 of margin on the outside, and then also on the top and the bottom. It's 3/4 of an inch, and then we've got 7/8 in here. So there's going to be some pages where you're going to have more space for notes, even if you needed to use where the references are. So lots of options there. Just wanted to make sure I didn't have anything bookmarked there to show you. Alright, so I'm going to go through these here and just give you some of the examples of what is in here. So this is kind of neat. I don't know that I've seen this in other study Bibles. The Miracles of Moses. So that is pretty cool. I do like that. There's going to be a lot of maps and timelines of different charts that are within the text. So it makes it nice when you're reading about something in the book itself, you have a map right there that you can refer to rather than having to always flip to the back. And that is really nice. That's one thing that I really like about study Bibles. And of course, on study Bibles, you just have to remember that the scripture is inspired, but the notes are by man. So just use discernment when you're reading the notes, because that is certainly not scripture, but a lot of helpful information. So here when we get into the introduction on 1 Kings, this is neat that it gives us the kings of Israel and Judah. So go through all of those. A lot of great information as you're going through each one of the books. So we've got Solomon's Temple. And you can see just how much space you would have if you wanted to add your own notes to this. So if this ended up being your only Bible, this would be a great one to have, because you're going to have just a ton of information. So there you can see the layout of the poetry books. So we've got our Proverbs, and there's selected references in Proverbs. So this is kind of handy because a lot of this stuff is things that people deal with on a regular basis. But a very good study Bible. I would highly recommend this to anybody. And especially if you like the New American Standard, you're going to really enjoy this one. So this is one other neat feature that is between the Old and the New Testament. So we've got our Between the Testaments, and it's got some political development. So it talks about the Persian supremacy, Alexander the Great. We've got information on Judea. Then we've got Maccabees, Rome, Pharisees, the Sadducees, and scribes. We've got information from Malachi to Matthew. So just this section here has a ton of information in it. We've got the Apocrypha, the Maccabean Revolt. We've got a nice harmony of the Gospels that spans a few pages, which that's always nice to have in a Bible. We've got a nice introduction to the New Testament. Let's see. We've got our New Testament books. We've got the miracles of Jesus, which I like that, the messianic prophecies. And then this is one page that I wanted to show. So we've got the introduction to the Gospels, talks about what are the Gospels, why did they need to be written, why was there 4 of them, and then what are the synoptic Gospels. So there's a lot of great information right here as well. Then we've got the comparison of the 4 Gospels and words of Christ in the 4 Gospels. So that's kind of neat how it has, and it refers to it as far as in the KJV. So it tells you the verses, the number of words, and the percentage of the gospel. So that's kind of neat. I don't believe I've seen that in any other one. So here's an introduction to Matthew again, and on this one you're going to have all of the outline there, and then also some over here. So a lot of great information. So if you wanted to look things up that happen in Matthew, that's a great way to go about it, is to just go right to that. We've got the chronology of Christ's life. This one also is a red letter. So we've got the parables of Jesus there. And then here on the left is an example of the red letter, and it is a nice shade of red. It's not the bright burn your retinas type of red that none of us like. And it's also not the orange red that we don't like. So nice shade of red. So there's another thing that's got titles of Christ, the 7 sign miracles. And throughout Acts, it's going to have 3 different maps. So this one happens to be Paul's first missionary journey. And then when you get into other parts of Acts, there's also his 2nd and 3rd. So there's maps for all 3. Then once we get into Revelation, there's going to have a lot of nice information in here. Revelation also has red letter. But we've got our names of Satan. We've got Armageddon. And then we're going to get into the back where we've got a lot more study aids. So we've got an index to the principal subjects in the notes. Give you a little example of that there. So that's a few pages. We've got a bunch of articles. So this one happens to be, this is one by Charles Ryrie. So this is a synopsis of the Bible Doctrine. So, and it goes over everything from an introduction, revelation, inspiration, and this goes on for quite a few pages. You've got the canonicity, you've got the existence of God, a lot of great information. We've got stuff about the Trinity, the Father, the names of God. Then we've got the doctrine of Christ. So there is so much in this that, I mean, this would be fantastic if you had somebody who's wanting to learn more about the Bible. This would be a fantastic gift because they're going to have so much in here that's going to keep them busy for a very long time. Just fantastic information. And there's still several more pages of articles. So here's another one by Charles Ryrie on understanding the Bible. We've got archaeology of the Bible, some benefits of Christ's death, and then a few more articles, and then we're going to get into the topical index of Scripture. So this is kind of handy. Just fantastic information in this one. And they do offer it in other translations as well. So we've got the New American Standard Concordance to the Old and New Testaments, and that's quite a few pages there. Looks like it starts on 1695, goes to 1786. So not quite 100 pages. And then this is going to be an 8-page timeline, which is pretty neat. A lot of people are visual learners, so a lot of these things are really helpful to people. And then we've got our map index. And that's a few pages there. There are 5 pages, front and back, of just plain Bible paper so that you do have plenty more space for notes. And then I like the way that they did these maps. They pretty much utilize the whole page with just the exception of a small border. But they've got them all numbered, tells you what they are. But great color. I like the detail that are in these maps. And one thing that if you've seen my videos before, you'll know that I like it when they split up these 2-page spreads, because then you don't have anything that falls down into the gutter. And you can see how they've utilized that whole page. I mean, that's a large map there. They did a great job with them. They are on a thicker cardstock, as you can see, but it's not super glossy, because if it was, you'd get a lot more glare. But you do get a little bit of glare because it just has a slight gloss to it, but not like a lot of the Bible maps that have the high gloss. Got really nice color. I like this one here, Jesus in Jerusalem. And just kudos to them on separating these 2-page spreads. I wish everybody that made Bibles would do that. So great maps. And there are 12 of them. Then we just get right back to the back of the Bible. But fantastic study Bible, a lot of great information that is in this. And so I'm going to definitely be utilizing this one, using it for notes, because there is a lot of space to be able to put additional notes. A great addition. I would highly recommend this Bible. I would like to thank Moody Publishers for sending this one out for review. I really appreciate it, and I'm really enjoying this Bible. So there again is our ISBN number. Shows us it retails for $44.99. And you can also get this in the English Standard Version, and I know that you can also get it in the King James as well. Not sure if there's any other translations aside from those, but definitely check out maybe their website as well as christianbook.com and other booksellers as well, like maybe Lifeway as well. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a great day.